Hey ConeMonkeys, James Bush here with Gymkhana, back again for episode 12 of ConeMonkeyTV. As you can see, it's a little bit gloomy outside. It's raining in California, particularly with all the things going on with COVID-19. A lot of the stay home, stay safe type of things going on. A lot of people are doing just that in California. We're starting to see the numbers start to kind of diminish a little bit here, which is great. Good to see. But because of that, a lot of people are not riding. For this month in particular, it's not really that much to be concerned with. This month we actually have the 2020 Gymkhana WC HH head-to-head or training course that we've set up. You probably saw that a couple days ago. We actually sent that out for everyone to take notice of. If you can, if you're able, please feel free. Get out, get some training done on that. Get some head-to-head, maybe with one or two of the riders. Again, keep your distance, 6 feet, 3 meters. But other than that, if you can get some training done, fantastic. For last month, though, round one of the 2020 Gymkhana WC competition started and finished at the end of the month. So speaking of finishers, what were our top three finishers? In first place with 32.846, unreal, Haruhiko from Japan on the GSXR 1000. In second place with a 34.32 from the Czech Republic, we've got Jan Zepak on the DRZ 400. Keep it going, Jan, you're killing it. In third place with a 34.465, we've got Hiroshi Koba Dewey. We do not have Hiroshi Koba in third place. Actually, our third place finisher was Richard van Schoenberg from the Netherlands with a 34.47. Fantastic job, top three finishers. What happened to Hiroshi? Let's take a look at his run and see why Hiroshi's not in third place. Incredible run, Hiroshi. 2 wheelies, foot down. It was great to see. Unbelievably close time, particularly with the two super holders, the DRZ and the WR, the 450 and the DRZ 400. Unreal. You squeeze right in between you and Richard. Incredible. But it jumped you down to, I believe, 5th place. So we've got Haruhiko, we've got Jan, Richard, Hanoko, and then Martin, and then Bert, and then Hiroshi. So close, but great effort, great times. Here are the rest of the results for round one of the 2020 Gymkhana WC competition. So that was round one, and those were the results for that round of competition for the 2020 Gymkhana WC. For this month, we have the head-to-head, the second course of the head-to-head. Again, this is a training course or a training month. It's a month off, basically. So if you're able to, particularly it's a little bit tougher right now with a lot of the COVID-19 things shutting a lot of countries down, which is completely understandable. Stay home, stay safe if you must. But if you can, get out, get some individual training done, or if you can stay 6 feet away from each other, get some training done that way on the head-to-head or the training course for this particular month. If you can't, what are we going to do with our time? Well, since, as you can see, it's raining in California, we're in a garage. There's lots of stuff that you can do with your time, particularly with people who work on motorcycles. We're always twiddling about in the garage, doing something with spanners. Who knows? So we've got the 1999 VTR 1000. I've not done really much to this motorcycle except for take off the fairings. I've got the SSB Factory Japan frame sliders or frame savers here, the frame bars, crash bars. I basically taken off one rotor on the front hand side, put steel braided brake lines in it. I'm actually going to try and change the the pistons and perhaps change the brake pads in the front, but I've really not done much to the rear. And because this bike is so old and it's so heavy, more than anything else, it's a bone stock. As you can see, the stock exhausts are on it. It's as stock as it's going to be, basically, save the fairings. I'm basically going to put steel braided brake lines on the rear. I'm going to change the pads on the rear. And I'm going to see about getting different pistons to see if I can get a little bit more stopping power, because obviously it fades after really, really hard riding. It starts to fade a little bit. But besides flushing the fluid, again, steel braided brake lines, changing the pads, maybe changing the pistons, which will help me out a little bit on this. I'm really not going to do that much else with this motorcycle. When I first started with Gymkhana, I started on the 1998 VTR 1000 and basically just got this as a replacement. I still have the 98 VTR with the motor in it, so I use that for spare parts. It's got an extra set of wheels and so forth. I also have the 250, the WR 250 that I have as well. What I'm going to do with that basically is maybe stiffen it up. I think that was probably set up when I first bought that bike maybe 3-4 years ago for someone who's maybe 70 kilos. So it's spongy a lot. I'm probably about 90, probably between 90 and 98 kilos. So I'm significantly heavier than what that bike is set up for. It's a dirt bike, but I do want to stiffen the bike up so I can ride it a little bit more. The KTM, I'm really not going to do much with the 390 Duke. It is what it is. It's a great little bike to get some training on, to do some kart track racing on. My wife's TTR 125, I'm basically going to try and change that up a little bit. I'm looking to get some supermoto wheels, and I'm going to change the gearing on that to see if I can basically do a little bit more road racing training with that one also. Other than that, as far as the motorcycle is concerned, that's really not much. What I'm planning on doing with our trailer is I'm actually going to put solar panels on our trailer so that I can basically try and run all of our timing equipment that we use at our Motor Gymkhana events through the solar panels. Sometimes we bring batteries, sometimes we have a different timing equipment set up, but again, it requires batteries, it requires power, this and that. Since I'm going to be putting the solar panels on the trailer to begin with, I might as well try and run our timing equipment through them as well. What do you do with your timing equipment? What type of timing equipment do you have? Did you purchase it? Did you make it yourselves? What do you use to charge it and run it? Do you use a laptop in order to keep time? So forth. Let us know. Shoot us messages either through instant message, through Facebook, through YouTube. Let us know what it is that you do. You can send us an email as well. Let us know what timing equipment you have, what your setup is, and what you've made and what you've done with it. We'd love to know, and what we'd love to do more than anything else is share with other people who are also trying to set up themselves as far as their timing equipment is concerned. So that pretty much does it for this episode of ConeMonkeyTV. Again, episode 12. Again, lots of downtime, really not much else to do. If you can, like I mentioned before, get out and get some training done. I can get out a little bit still midday when there's not a lot of people out and get a little bit of training in, since so many people are staying home. It's a little bit easier for us here in California, because actually Californians, for the most part, have been listening to the stay home, stay safe, and our numbers of COVID-19 have really kind of been on the smaller side, especially compared to a lot of people, particularly in New York. Lots of tragic things going on there as far as the deaths are concerned, as far as the numbers of patients. Here in California, we're a little bit more spread out. But again, listen to your officials. Stay home, stay safe. Obviously, when you do go out, stay covered up and so forth. But if you can get some training in, please feel free to get some training in. The roads are free. The freeways are wide open. The expressways have very, very minimal traffic on it. So that's a good thing. But other than that, it's been raining a lot, so really not much else to do. So stay safe, Cone Monkeys. We'll catch you in the next episode of ConeMonkeyTV. May 1st, if everything kind of goes to plan accordingly, we'll be sending out round 2 of the 2020 Gymkhana WC. But other than that, Cone Monkeys, we'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.